6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The travel restrictions temporarily relaxed today for 19 hours. Permission granted to purchase essential goods at the closest sales outlets. The public transport services will not be operated today. Island-wide travel restrictions extended until June 7th. The public transport services will not be operated today. All economic centres will be open today for wholesale trade. Daily coronavirus case count climbs to 2,970 yesterday. Sri Lanka's total COVID-19 recovery is up by 1,296. Landslide warnings issued to 5 districts. News overseas. Belarus journalist family fear torture after plane arrest. In sports, Sri Lanka looked to arrest slide as Bangladesh I series win. And those are the headlines. Minister Johnston Fernando says that the government has decided to extend the island-wide travel restrictions currently in effect until 7th of June. However, he said the travel restrictions will be temporarily relaxed today for 19 hours and also on May 31st Monday and June 4th Friday for the people to purchase essential items from the nearest shop to their homes. However, the public will not be allowed to travel by vehicle to purchase essential goods as they will only be allowed to walk to nearest shop. Only grocery shops, pharmacies, bakeries, fish and meat shops are permitted to open today, while liquor stores will remain closed. The public transport services will not be operated today, the minister added. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva says a meeting presided by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was held last afternoon with regard to the recommendations made by the various specialists in the medical field pertaining to COVID-19 pandemic and how the country should proceed during this period. He stated that during that meeting, certain decisions were made and accordingly this briefing was summoned to announce the said decisions. Clarifying further on this, the Army Chief said that the travel restrictions enforced since 11 p.m. last Friday, May 21st, will be eased to some extent but not completely removed at 4 a.m. today. The travel restrictions will be enforced across the island once again from 11 p.m. today, 25th, until 4 a.m. the next Monday, May 31st. Thereafter, travel restrictions will once again be enforced with effect from 11 p.m. on Monday, 31st May, and will continue until 4 a.m. on June 4th, Friday. Travel restrictions will come into effect again at 11 p.m. that same day, June 4th, and will continue until 4 a.m. on June 7th, Monday. The government of Sri Lanka has decided to have these travel restrictions in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in Sri Lanka, he said. He said that considering the present situation, the President said the government has decided to enforce these travel restrictions while considering the fact that the majority of the people required to purchase food items and medicines. He further said that a time period of about 17 hours will be given for this purpose on May 25th, May 31st and June 4th. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan emphasized that only one member from a family will be permitted to go out to purchase essential items from any outlet within walking distance, as travelling by vehicle will not be allowed. This was announced during a special press briefing held at the Government Information Department yesterday with the participation of the ministers Johnston Fernando, Prasanna Ranatunga, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva and Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry reported yesterday that another 687 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka, moving the daily total of new cases to 2,970. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus reported in the country to 167,171. As many as 139,947 recoveries and 1,210 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the pandemic. The epidemiology unit's data showed that 26,014 active cases are currently under medical care. The Ministry of Health says that another 1,296 patients who were being treated for COVID-19 have been discharged after completing their recovery yesterday. This increased the total number of coronavirus recoveries in Sri Lanka to 139,947. A total of 167,171 positive cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the island thus far, while 26,014 of these patients are currently under medical care. The water level of Kalani River is increasing. Therefore, the Met Department has requested the people living in Ruanwella, Dehihovita and surrounding areas to be vigilant. The Met Department further said that the deep depression in the sea area of Bay of Bengal has developed into a cyclonic storm. The department said it will move towards West Bengal coast area today. The Met Department says landslide warnings are issued to Kandy, Matale, Kegaul, Ratnapura and Badula districts. And that's the end of local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
All economic centres will be open today for wholesale trade. The relevant managers said that Meegoda, Ratnalana, Velisara, Dambulla and all other economic centres will be open today. Products will be distributed island-wide through mobile marketing vehicles. That came to you in top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Washlight, the residents in many city limits complain about the non-collection garbage on time. As a result, the garbage gets piled up and sometimes seen scattered all over the place. This has caused immense difficulties to the local residents and motorists. This is for the attention of municipal councils and urban councils authorities. And that came to you in Washlight. And moving on to world news headlines, Belarus journalist's family fear torture after the plane arrest. Coronavirus training dogs to identify the scent of COVID-19. UN calls for immediate release of Mali President Ba Dou. And those are the headlines. The father of a journalist who was arrested after his flight was diverted to Belarus has told BBC he fears his son may be tortured. Roman, 26, was on a flight from Greece which was rerouted to Minsk on Sunday over the supposed bomb threat. Western countries accuse Belarus of hijacking the Ryanair plane in order to arrest the dissident reporter. Researchers have found that the coronavirus has a particular scent and believe that training dogs to identify the virus could contribute to containing the virus in densely populated areas as society reopens. Scientists running the trials have found that the dogs correctly identified 88% of positive cases. The UN mission in Mali has demanded an immediate release of President Ba Dou and PM Mokhtar Gueye after reports that they were detained by soldiers. This comes after the reports that transitional President Dou and PM Mr. Gueye were driven by soldiers to a military camp near the capital, Bamako. This raised fears of a second coup within a year in the country. And that's world news. And in development news, Mayor of Anuradhapura Municipal Council, H.P. Somadas, says a project is in place to develop a vehicle parking area for the benefit of the devotees travelling to Anuradhapura sacred area to worship. And that came to you in development news.
Sports news is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie's Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie's Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Sri Lanka, however, jettisoned several of their senior players, leaving out Angelo Matthews and prompting Tissara Pereira to retire. Clearly, Sri Lanka's think tank coach Mickey Arthur, the selectors director of cricket Tom Moody, and the technical committee headed by Aravinda De Silva have their eyes firmly set on the future in naming this young squad and issuing contracts that reward future potential. But they also need to win ODIs in the short term. Right now, Sri Lanka are the 12th out of 12 in the ODI Super League, having lost all 4 games so far. The second ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played today at Dhaka International Stadium as a day and night encounter. Sri Lanka lost the first ODI by 33 runs.
My wife always sets a full lunch table even if it's just the 2 of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie's Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie's Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
During a challenging financial year that was affected by the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic, 8 conspence groups' non-tourism sectors delivered the highest ever profit before tax of 5 billion rupees for the 12 months ending 31st March 2021 compared to 4.2 billion rupees last year, and partially offsetting the impact of the group's tourism portfolio, which recorded its worst year ever due to the devastating impact of the pandemic. And that came to you in Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
In the coming weeks, clearance procedures are going to allow imported goods requiring supplier credit to be allowed with credit periods shorter than 180 days. The imported items will still require that the supplier provide credit for the item, but the controls will be amended to allow the shorter credit cycles.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says a southwest monsoon condition is gradually establishing over the country. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, sub-Brigamo, central, northwestern and southern provinces. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in western and sub-Brigamo provinces and in Gaul, Mathura, Kandy and Nuwara districts. Several spells of showers will occur in northern, north-central provinces. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in eastern and Uwa provinces during the evening or night.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Before we wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. Travel restrictions temporarily relaxed today for 19 hours. Permission granted to purchase essential goods at the closest sales outlets. Island-wide travel restrictions extended until June 7. The public transport services will not be operated today. All economic centres will be open today for wholesale trade. Daily coronavirus case count climbs to 2,970 yesterday. Sri Lanka's total COVID-19 recovery is up by 1,296. Landslide warnings issued to 5 districts. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And it's back to Soundi Tamam with a face mask on the face. Maybe thinking of going out for a short shopping in the morning. Over to you, Soundi.